Andrade and Stieglitz underway here in round number 4. Let's check in with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
Okay, Bob. 3-0, 30-27, Librado Andrade. I mean, the judges have to love that uppercut. I mean, that right uppercut, even the left uppercut, he's doing tremendous damage with it. He really is. I'm talking about Librado Andrade. Bob, one interesting point. Robert Stieglitz is wearing a boxing glove called Pappen Sport. Now, he brought him himself from Germany. How you let a guy bring a pair of boxing gloves from Germany is beyond me, but be as it may, he's wearing German boxing gloves. 3-0, Andrade.
All right, Harold. Well, Stieglitz did have a better third round, though, didn't he? He was able to land some shots in the third round compared to the first 2 rounds. Good left hand by Andrade.
Stieglitz is still just waiting there. You know what I mean? He should be throwing that jab, double jab, but he's just waiting in the center of the ring. He just wants to work off Andrade's, which is the wrong approach. You know, he's still waiting. He has that good jab. He's not using it.
Work, gentlemen, work.
In other words, Andrade's approach, his mental approach, is what wins him fights. What's winning him this fight against Stieglitz here, who's physically superior in your estimation, champ, or not?
Yeah, I mean, when I say physically, technically better. Technically sound, and he's got good defense. His hands are in the proper position, but he's not using it. Not using that jab as much as he should. One jab at a time. He should be throwing double jabs, using that hook. I'm sure he has that kind of experience that he can throw that.
You know, Stieglitz had 80 amateur bouts in Russia. Coming into this fight, he had about 70 more rounds as a professional. Andrade just 16 amateur bouts. A combination and a cross inside. Snap back the head of Andrade.
Stieglitz is a bit tired now because he threw that combination. He elected to rest.
Stieglitz steps in. Shoots a right, heads collide.
Andrade is spending more time than I'm used to seeing him going backwards and on the ropes in this fight.
You know, I look at that as a defensive ploy when he does that, because really he's just getting back in his defensive position and he's watching the punches and he's looking to react off of the punches that are thrown at him.
Stieglitz has done some good work here in the 4th. Andrade shoots a right to the body.
Stieglitz, he's doing good work, but he looks a bloody mess same way.
There's a good example of the way Andrade rolls with punches to take some of the sting out of them.
Andrade throws good combinations, especially when he's up against the ropes. He mixes them up
Great
very
action.
well.
Good action at the end of the round. Andrade would block some of it as Stieglitz was digging in. Coming up here on HBO's Boxing After Dark, Yoel Casamayor, former lightweight champion of the world, regarded as the linear lightweight champion of the world, 36 years of age, invigorated in talking with him yesterday. Fired up about tonight's showdown with Michael Katsides. Coming up in our live main event, there is Katsides from Australia, ready to make his place and make his mark on the American public tonight. Casamayor Katsides coming up on HBO's Boxing After Dark. Again, round number 5, scheduled for 12. Super middleweights. Librado Andrade in the black, Robert Stieglitz from Russia fighting out of Germany in the red. No knockdown so far in the fight. Stieglitz had a very good round number 4.
A really good exchange between the 2 guys at the end of round 4.
Next, we talked about what Stieglitz can do better. What can Andrade do better?
Well, Andrade can throw more jabs, but when he's in close, I find he throws good combination. He works on both sides of the body, and these things came from Otis Grant. He's good at that. He's a great trainer in that way. He can make you concentrate on certain things that you need to concentrate on, such as defense.
Stop!
So you see Grant's imprint on Andrade here, clearly.
Oh, clearly with the body work. Mixing it up on the body work, working both sides, and even more defensive sound.
Now, Howard Grant and Andrade really seem to enjoy working together. They have a good relationship. Howard Grant told us from all the fighters he's had, that this guy is the easiest.
And the perfect boxer to train. Doesn't complain, good work ethic, and you know, does what he's told.
The other interesting thing is he said sometimes it can get a little frustrating because some of the simple things that he would ask of a boxer to do, just working on the pads and the bag in the gym, he said, Andrade can't do it. And Andrade says, you know, I can.
He also said he's shocked that he's made it so far on the limited talent that he has.
Stieglitz firing off the ropes and backs away.
And that's what makes Andrade compelling. It is will over skill. It's the imposition of a man's will, you know, against all odds, against faster, more skillful opponents.
Andrade did a nice job picking off the combination.
And if you look at Andrade's, notice how he picks off the punches. He just moves his hand in front of his face and blocks them.
It comes down to Andrade's willing to go places that most fighters are not willing to go. He will never stop coming at you.
Well, we asked Stieglitz if he's willing to go to those places, and he said with an affirmative, yes. We'll find out. Uppercut on the inside from Andrade. It's been a good round 5 for Librado Andrade. He's got Stieglitz on the retreat just a little bit. Uppercut on the inside again.
Stieglitz needs to move his head. Right now he's got his head in one position, and that's a bad recipe for this type of fight, especially for a strong puncher like Andrade's.
And Andrade finishes the round, an impressive round with a flourish.
Vamos bien curiosito, tiene que estar curiosito así, pam, 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 y luego ¡tan! ¡Chinga tu madre, vato!
How you feel, my friend? Huh? How you feel? You're working like a champion there, man.
Vamos bien, chingón, ¿eh?
You're working good inside.
You do el jab de pinta,
I'm out.
When he comes at you, retreat a little bit. Just let him come a little bit and then counter.
How you feel, buddy?
Okay. All right. Join me.
And here we see the left hook by Andrade, straight on the chin. Stieglitz never seen that coming. And here's the uppercut. Looks like Stieglitz closed his eyes to receive that shot.
Keeps receiving shots like that, or his eyes will be closed soon enough.
You know, in the final minute of the round, according to CompuBox, Andrade landed 24 of his 35 connects in the final minute. And you know, you're looking at the numbers, and Stieglitz said that he wanted to box Andrade when we spoke with him, use boxing skills. So far in the fight, he's done nothing with his jab. According to CompuBox, he's only at 12%. He has not used the jab to control the distance.
You know, part of that is, after harping on Andrade's lack of skill, is Andrade improving in certain respects. He's keeping his distance, I think, a little bit better. His defense does look a little bit better, and his timing is tricky enough to avoid punches while landing a lot of his own. There's skill to that, to all those aspects of his game.
Well, you know, as he's blocking a punch, he's moving at the same time. Anytime Stieglitz throws a punch, he's blocking it, moving at the same time.
And that's what's neutralizing Stieglitz's offense, as much as Stieglitz maybe not having the proper mentality in terms of delivering his offense.
Andrade tried a hook to the body and then missed to the head. Again, they get tied up. Stieglitz tries to dig in with a right hand to the body, goes with a combination to the head.
He delivered some offense there, Stieglitz did. But then right back comes Andrade, and that has to be discouraging. That's every Andrade opponent faces that. You think you landed a combination that would stop a guy in his tracks, and yet Andrade's right back on you.
Stieglitz don't like that inside work. Oh.
Referee Ray Corona was lucky he didn't get caught with that hook. Double jab there by Stieglitz. Right hand from Stieglitz.
Work up.
Slower pace here in the sixth round.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Go.
Triple left hand from Andrade. Stieglitz tries to go to the body. Right cross from Stieglitz. Shoots the right again. Another right hand by Stieglitz.
Stieglitz is connecting with that right hand because Andrade has that left hand down.
And Andrade shoots a right of his own. Another right hand by Andrade. Left hand by Andrade. Stieglitz backs up.
Stieglitz looks a bit hurt.
Good hook to the body. Andrade shoots a right hand in. Referee Corona looking on. And then Stieglitz fires back. End of the sixth.
Big round, Andrade.
Oh.
Don't let him take away that round from you. It was yours. Just be clever. Just keep that round. Don't let him take it away from you. At first you were really good, really clever by ducking down.
Wenn du anfängst, jetzt noch mit dem Konter, geh zurück. Du siehst doch seine... Body doesn't move. You understand? The body doesn't move all the time. Good work, good work.
Doble jab y la derecha. Lo agarraste bien bonito porque no está esperando eso. Bien bonito que lo agarraste, ya casi lo tumbabas.
You keep working where you're working. You understand? Okay, Vic.
Okay, go.
Alles klar? Good.
Everything okay? Good.
We begin round number 7. Robert Stieglitz and Librado Andrade. Once again, we check the scorecard of Harold Letterman.
Okay, Bob. 59-55. 5 rounds to 1, Librado Andrade. You know, it's very, very interesting. A lot of these rounds, Robert Stieglitz starts real good, and then at the last minute, Librado Andrade just turns it on and takes the round away, just like he did in round 6. Robert Stieglitz, a real good round in round 4 when he outpunched Andrade, but other than that, Andrade's doing more damage. They're the more clean, hard shots. 5-1, Librado Andrade.
Harold, to illustrate your point, according to CompuBox, again, Andrade landed 25 of his 37 connects in the final minute of the round, undoing any good work that Stieglitz had done.
And you know, earlier, Stieglitz actually landed some good right hands there, but we didn't see them, but I seen them.
You know, when you say undoing, Bob, I think that's right on the money. It seems that the punishment that Andrade absorbs is forgotten about as soon as it lands. It doesn't seem to add up on him, but it does seem to add up on his opponent.
I concur on that.
Stieglitz steps in with a combination after Andrade right hand. Stieglitz has been stopped once in March of last year in Germany. Alejandro Barrio took him out in the 3rd round. Left hand by Andrade, snapped back the head of Stieglitz.
You mentioned earlier, Bob, what Stieglitz prepared to do. The Eastern European school of boxing, the culture there seems to be that you treat it as a sport, which seems reasonable. The North American boxing culture, especially the Mexican and Mexican-American culture, is that you have to be willing to lay everything on the line and never stop. And not that Stieglitz is not fighting with a lot of heart, he is, but Andrade is approaching it from a, I think, more relentless point of view, a point of view where he's more willing to do whatever it takes to push himself to win a fight.
Well, in that last exchange, Stieglitz did some nice things again. In the final half minute of the round, though, this is where Andrade has really come on.
Stieglitz is looking to put the accent on the last punch. He throws a combination. If you watch that last punch that comes through, it's the hardest punch out of the combination. So he's trying to create openings for himself and land that hard right hand in there.
Stieglitz gets backed up. A little wobbly on the legs. We roll to the end of the 7th round for